All right. Andor, Season 1, Episode 8.
Narkina 5.
The Prison Planet, or Detention
The
Center.
Imperial Prison that...
Or California if the Kamala gets to be governor. Oh, did I say that out loud? They stay, just get prisoners to stay past their durations because, cheap labor. Anyway.
Well, no, this is a labor
camp, yes.
Facility, yeah. Yeah, they are working on stuff.
Which
and
I find...
It's all based on the number 7. 7 levels, 7 tables per floor, 7 floors per level, blah, 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 And
I find the Imperial detainment superstructure completely inefficient because they didn't have the little ship that took him to Narkina 5 full, but you're going to waste all that fuel and time and...
Well, they only had so many spots there because it was, 7 tables per floor.
I'm just saying.
And we've come to find later, it's not clear yet what they're doing there, but it is important to the Empire.
To the super death laser.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, well, spoiler alert, we find all the way at the very end of the series in the post-credit that...
Does it go all the way to that point?
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
That we finally find out that what they were working on at Narkina was parts to the Death Star, yes.
But what were they? Were they just like...
It's like a grid that goes in the dish.
Oh, okay.
And then they all line up and interconnect.
And all right, so there's so much Nazi paralleling with the shoes, take the shoes off.
Yes.
And then, but just think about all the money that was spent for that kind of system where you electrify the floor and I see a lot of waste.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
The economics of the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah.
Do they really put all their stuff into like hard numbers, like how many credits, how much money?
Oh, they have, yeah.
Or are they more resource based? And it doesn't matter how much it costs. It's just as long as they have the resources. I mean, there is some commerce.
There's credit.
Clearly,
yeah, credits. Yeah.
But is the economy of the galaxy as a whole a capitalist, like money-driven system?
Capitalist, you get those you get those socialists upset when you say things like that.
That. Is it money-driven?
It is, because that's what was stolen on the planet.
I don't think on an imperial level it's money-driven. They don't give a fuck how much money it costs. On an individual level, how much money you have in your pocket matters.
But also, the payroll
what the fuck does a Death Star cost to build?
In dollars? There was a YouTube that did figure that out, and it was quite a lot of money.
Yes. But did money exchange hands to do it, or was it more resource driven?
Oh, because they're the Empire?
Because they had the Empire, they were the Empire, and they could just take the shit, and they didn't have to pay for it.
You could say that about Rome, but you can't have all these people doing all this stuff, all these security, all the stormtroopers, everything. The Moffs, the Grand Moffs, the Admirals, without getting... They aren't doing it for the loyalty of the Emperor. The Emperor is a figurehead for the most part.
Right.
So basically,
it's the
Republic.
The Aldhani heist was payroll.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was the quarterly payroll of a whole Imperial division, and it was all physical credits.
Yeah.
It wasn't electronic into somebody's personal account. It was all like cash.
Yeah.
But that was...
Inkets or whatever.
Yeah, but that was... And
that's also in Skeleton Crew.
Yes.
So old Imperial Ingots. So yeah, it is a...
But credits don't necessarily carry everywhere in the galaxy. Click on Jen. Credits are no good here.
Republic credits.
Republic credits. There's no Republic presence on Tatooine at the time. So what am I going to do with Republic credits? Nobody will take them.
Right.
I can't even exchange them here.
I understand.
Right, but there is money in it. There's
Aaron,
different, like what do you call
denominations?
Yes,
yeah.
Different.
So I've never really give a shit about the economics. Because if you start thinking about it, it is very, not capitalist, but very economically driven. Just like Star Trek. They want to say it's a socialist fucking circle jerk utopia, but it's not. Because in Endgame, when you see Admiral Janeway talking, what is it on the news?
Yeah.
Corruption charges. Well,
Yeah.
corruption from what? Fucking Earth is paradise. So, what kind of corruption charges? The money.
Right.
Always with the money.
Follow the money.
And communists and socialists have money too. They just think, oh well, it's not so much.
They just redistribute it differently, but it's still money,
and it's still always up at the top.
Well, yeah, there's always that top 20,
yeah,
and the bottom 80. That's the Pareto principle.
Yeah,
but so yeah, money talks no matter what.
No matter what universe you're in.
Cash on the barrelhead. But
nice Dark City reference,
right?
Yeah.
But anyway, it's
so it is interesting, but it's not like all these dippy hippie people that
there's this whole what do they call it, the PORD, whatever, the public ordinance resentencing
guidelines.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Which is what Cassian is.
I think it's another contrivance. Well, it's a bit of a contrivance to get. Yeah, there's some contrivance in this show, but it's all right.
Yeah, but I mean, it is impacting.
Yeah.
These people he's in prison with, because their sentences have suddenly been doubled and tripled.
So basically, it's slave labor. Don't you think Darth Vader would have a problem with that?
Yeah, to a point, but
as to how much he knows about it, he doesn't. Because the Dark Horse comics used to go into that. Oh, I know that's EU, so it doesn't count anymore.
Yeah, but how much influence would Vader have over,
none? Absolutely none.
No,
because
maybe he would have a problem with it,
because the superstructure was already there. The economic system, the Emperor just wanted to sit at the top of the pyramid. That's all.
Right.
And that's what everybody wants. Whether you're fucking Mao Zedong or fucking Stalin or Mussolini.
Well, yeah, and the Sith vendetta, against the Republic and the Jedi and all that, is 1,000 years old. And
let that shit go, man.
Until Palpatine finally, did what he did, and so now he is sitting on top. He wants to be the one that took down the Jedi and take the revenge, and the Republic and everything that they hated.
But he's so much like Hitler,
and he pulled it
only
off.
Lasted for about 20 years, so
right. But he did pull it off.
Yeah.
For the 20 years that it lasted.
Yeah. So.
After 1,000 years of patience and planning and everything else that the Sith were.
I don't know about patience, but dumb luck and slothy Jedi.
Well, that, and I thought Palpatine was very patient in putting his plan together and getting, making sure he didn't shoot his wad too soon and blow it.
I guess.
It was very, very, meticulous plan. Yeah, whatever. Maybe not meticulous, but
there was contrivance.
It was a long-term plan. It wasn't a short-term. I'm doing this now.
Yeah, short-term quarterly gain. No, it was.
No, he took his time to see it through, and
his family came from money, so without juice, you aren't going to get anywhere.
Right.
On Naboo, so which I kind of find as a kind of a,
and we've kind of learned that Chandrila is
a money plan,
notoriously affluent.
Yeah,
they are very, very wealthy. It's a very wealthy world,
right?
Even I mean, I don't think Chandrila has such thing as a slum or some shit like that.
You never know.
You never do. But I mean, they have their servants, but
speaking of slums,
all the rich people in their servants.
Had 60 fucking scripts for Star Wars Underworld. I would love to have seen that show.
Yeah.
And he there was a complaint. George Lucas was complaining about how it's going to cost like $40 million an episode or something like that, and like it was going to be like $2.5 billion for the 60 episodes. Think of how much money you would have made.
Right.
Seriously. But no,
speaking of how much things cost.
But that's that short-term quarterly gain. Oh well, I got to put this out, and I don't know if it's going to bullshit. You just didn't want to do it.
Well, yeah, because you have investors who are expecting a short-term
quarterly gain.
Return on their investment.
But Lucas didn't. This was when he was still fully in charge. But, and he could have got a loan from anybody, and it totally would have fucking paid off.
Yeah. And that, that's the thing is that, Mon Mothma, she's raising capital for the rebel cause. And the quarterly payroll heist was for capital for the rebel cause.
Yeah.
So they need money.
Yeah.
So I guess it is more money driven than that. It's just something I've thought about.
No, yeah.
The economics of the Star Wars galaxy.
Absolutely.
Because, you've got the Republic.
And I forget.
You've got the Trade Federation.
Yes.
What is that? The money, right.
Nemodians and the fucking other guys from the fucking bar, they're cousins.
Well, that and even like the
Techno
the
Union.
cloners with the
Camino.
The Caminoans.
Yeah.
They have contracts with whoever that they enter into contracts with to be paid for their cloning service.
Yeah.
And they had contracts with the Republic. They were being dissolved after the Empire kicked in, but yeah, they had like contracts, legally binding, and all that business.
In this episode, Marva's health is declining because she's trying to be a rebel, and she's about 40 years too old to do it.
Yes,
but it's good that she's fighting the good fight.
And Andor Cassian, he got himself busted and in trouble. And he has been sent to this Narkina 5 prison under an alias.
Yeah.
So nobody knows where he is.
And that's
literally nobody knows where he is.
That's another thing. So the ISB is busting hump trying to find this motherfucker. They finally have a picture of him.
Yes.
And wouldn't you have like?
Don't you think they would have took a mugshot of him or something that they could cross-reference with some facial recognition? You would think that would exist in the Star Wars galaxy.
I'm just saying.
But
another contrivance.
But really, even if they came across an image of him, it looks similar, but they got him under a pseudonym, an alias, they might pass over it and say, no, it's not. It looks like him, but it's not, or whatever. But I mean, really, that's why nobody knows where he is.
Yeah.
Is because he's there under an alias and under these bogus, trivial charges that wouldn't have gotten a whole lot of attention necessarily.
Yes.
It's not a red flag that comes up. Ding, 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 runner guy might be your guy that you're looking for.
But you got Cyril, who's not involved, I know, and you've got that gal, Dedra or whatever.
Miro, yeah.
And
she's hot on his tail.
Yeah, so she would be up everybody's ass like a Viathan ferret.
But still.
And then that's
on the world that they didn't know he was on when he was, and under the circumstances, he slipped under the radar. I'll take it. It's contrived, but it's not so far-fetched.
It's contrived.
But
it is contrived.
But it does put him someplace where
and
nobody knows where he is. They don't know how to track him down.
But it is funny.
Not even the closest people to him know.
And then let's get to the Aqua lesbians. They meet up on
Ferrix, yeah.
And
because they are on Bix's trail.
No, I thought it was Andor.
Well, they're on Cassian's trail, but I guess they are aware that Bix is associated with him somehow because they're watching her.
So the Empire.
Yes, yes.
Or was that because she asked Whatchfigure to go tap on the thing, and maybe that's what? Who knows? So what I wanted to say,
Val and
Val was rebuffed again. Like maybe it's finally coming clear. No, they don't listen. that, you know, like, whatchamajigger is like...
And Cynthia, she's just like, straight up.
She's for the cause.
No, because she's like, I'm going to stay here and just stay vigilant.
Yeah.
And she's like, what, all alone? Said, well, it'd be too conspicuous for the two of us.
And you being all fucking...
And then she's like, well, but, and she's like, but nothing. I told you up front, the cause comes first. And we take what's left.
So, Val's missing that taste of butterscotch and urine. So...
You just had to get that one in, didn't you?
Absolutely. And we've all been there, but it happens. So, tell us what you think of this episode. And what we've been talking about, because we kind of go off the rails with stuff, and just let us know.
We kind of tend to...
meander.
Yeah.
Dig in. But and I forget that you got in an argument with somebody about a lightsaber hilt on a video game, so I gotta remember you just kind of, you're...
Hey, man.
You're in it.
Them lightsaber hilts, they ain't no joke.
Right?
But no, dude, I really dig the show.
Yes.
It is very, I mean...
It's not perfect.
Even on a rewatch.
Yeah.
He's
watched this so many times.
I've seen this show probably at least 10 or 12 times. And every time I watch it, I get something out of it that either I didn't catch or that reinforces what I caught the last time. And it's got a rewatchability to it.
Exactly, which is what all Star Wars should have.
Yes. I mean,
oh God, I have to sit through this.
Really, no. There's some that I would never go back and sit through again.
You can't.
I had a hard enough time sitting through it the first time.
Right?
But this one, yeah. If you haven't, even if you've seen it, watch it again.
The whole series
and refresh yourself before season 2 comes up, because there's a whole lot in it it's just really good, man. It's a good show.
And with that, like, share, subscribe.